Surprise! We're back. It's episode 46, guys. It's not Tuesday once again. It is not Monday. It is Thursday, but we're here doing a show for you. A whole lot of news dropped this week. A whole freaking truckload of news, and news broke all over the week. And when news breaks, we're here to pick up the pieces and help make sense of it all. So that's what we're going to do today. A lot of topics to cover. But I want to just say, I know there's one day we do the catch up. I mean, we really have to stick to our routine here. So, I mean, you picked up books yesterday, of course. Anything that jumped out at you that was fun, or anything you want to recommend again, in particular for issues from yesterday?
The only thing I've read so far was the Mighty Thor issue 20.
Yeah,
because I had to read that like last night. I enjoyed that. I thought it was handled well. And instead of, Jason Aaron taking a year to tell us who it was, we got the whole origin, the whole story of who War Thor is in that one issue. So
nice. Very cool. And I know you did a video on it. So if you guys want to know, if you haven't read it yet and you want to know about that issue,
yep,
and who War Thor is, go check out his channel and that latest video of his.
I totally spoil it. With no reservations.
Yeah, we're not going to spoil it here, but if you want to be spoiled there, go there. All right, cool. Edwin, how you doing, brother?
Good. I haven't read anything yet. It's only been a day, but I do plan on reading the. I was looking for the guy, the bear fighter guy. That's just running around naked all over the whole comic book. That's really what I want to finish reading. I started reading it. I won't spoil too much, but the dude was born with a lot, including a beard. So nice little origin story there, but really, really funny read just from what I was reading so far. Really looking forward to finishing that.
Okay. I've seen a lot of talk about that book, and some of the covers there are a little more risque than others, let's just say.
Yeah, I looked for the nude cover.
You looked for that one, specifically that cover. You wanted that. Okay.
I looked for it because I knew what it was going for. But my shop didn't have it, so I didn't pick up that book.
Yeah. I picked up a couple books. I haven't gone to get my main pull yet, but I did get a book called September Morning, Volume 1.
Nice.
I haven't read it yet, honestly. I've just been so busy. But I was really excited to get that book. It's by Emily Lazar and her band, which is of the same name, September Morning. It's sold out everywhere. I think it's sold out at the distributor level. Like, people were ordering copies of it, and they had their order cut by Diamond, saying, we don't have enough copies of this to give everybody. So that tells you how many are going around. I didn't pre-order it, but I did manage to find it at one particular shop in town here. So shout out to Lauderdale Comics. Shout out to them. Really looking forward to reading it, actually. It looks really cool. Awesome cover art. It's a square bound book. It's like a very nice prestige format there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But
Top Cow.
It's through Top Cow, and they paired with Mark Silvestri.
I've seen that. I almost picked that up. The cover and the art looked amazing.
Yeah,
but that wasn't it like a $5 or $6 or $7 book, something like that.
It is. It's a $4.99 book, but it's doing I don't know. I didn't look at sold listings, but it's listed multiple times in the $15 to $20 range on eBay. So
wow, I'm gonna go back this weekend. My shop still had several.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
man, now I gotta go see if my shop has one. You guys suck.
This show just cost us money. That's all it does. It just costs us more money.
That's right.
I gotta go get that too.
Yeah. It's not. If I know people look for first appearances and stuff. There was a previews book a couple years back where they had the characters September Morning in it. So that's technically, if you're looking for first appearances or whatever, this is their second sort of comic appearance, so to speak. So just putting that out there. But that's what I did. Went to my shop yesterday. Got a book in the mail, which I was happy to get. I'm on a big Magic kick, the character Magic, Ileana. So I got another one of her covers, a J. Scott Campbell cover. Yeah. Trying to get everything before it's out of my range because of the movie coming up. Anya Taylor-Joy is going to price me out of the market. So that's it. Hopefully we'll have Chris. He said he might join us later on. He's doing daddy duty once again. So shout out to him. And then we'll get right into the topics here. So we're going to go over a few different things. One of the big things we want to talk about tonight, though, is the Carnage news. The fact that he's going to be in the Venom movie. That's awesome. We're going to get to that. Don't want to get too far ahead. First up, we have a Watchmen reboot coming to HBO. And I think that's pretty interesting. I think it's a good fit that it's going to be on HBO. HBO has a pretty good, book of business, so to speak, with some of the other shows that they've done. I think it will fit well there. And I think that, some of the things having dropped off, that they kind of almost need something like this to sort of come in and do it. I know they tried to kick it off a while back, and Zack Snyder was on the project at the time, like a couple of years back. But they're finally, doing it now, and it's Damon Lindelof is his name. He did like The Leftovers and some projects like that. So, what do you guys think of that? You looking forward to a Watchmen HBO show, TV show, serial?
Yeah, I think that's a good place for it to land. Like, they definitely have the budget for it. They can do it, visually and graphically the way it kind of needs to be. I've enjoyed a lot of their series that they kind of do, so I think it's a good spot for it. I'm interested to see where they go. I think what I heard was that it was going to be like Watchmen before the movie.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't retelling the movie story. So we're going to get, stuff prior to that. So I thought that was kind of cool. So I'm interested to see where they're going to go. I hate that, they're going to probably recast, the Night Owl character. So I like them, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. I mean, I'll watch it. I think, I don't know how many networks are doing this, but I think it's a great idea because you don't want everything to go, all these comic book movies to go online or to Netflix or to Hulu. I don't know how well HBO or even Showtime or Cinemax has been doing lately. I can't even remember the last time I had either of those channels. Well, I can't remember the last time I had cable either. But anyways,
well, I think HBO pushes their own app. They have HBO Go that you can buy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But I think it's a good genre to tap into. I mean, why not? Shoot. I mean, comic book movies are the thing now. And you have you literally have an unlimited unlimited resources to tap into. There's just so many comic book movies that you could try from. But as far as The Watchmen, I think it'd be good. I mean, like I said, the movie, in my opinion, was very kind of, philosophical, thought-provoking.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, totally down for it.
Yeah. And I'm actually just thought of something that's going to tie into something we're going to talk about later. So one of the cast, I mean, we'll eventually know who's going to be the cast, but just want to mention Rorschach, put a pin in that name, and I'll come back to it later. But yeah, they have like Game of Thrones. I love that show. That's coming back soon.
Yep.
So, and that's actually a comic book too, right? George R.R. Martin made it not only into a novel, but it's a comic book series too.
Yeah, they've done a couple different ones,
yeah. Yeah. So they're sort of familiar with that. Well, actually, they did what's it called? True Blood too, which is an adaptation, right? So they're familiar with that that adaptation style and making it work really well. I mean, both of those shows, and I like them both, but both of them had legions of fans when they were on. So a perfect choice, in my opinion. I think it's great, not only for the property, but for HBO as well, and kind of positioning them, like you guys said, against the Hulus and the Netflixes of the world. They need more, streaming content like that to put out.
Mm-hmm. Right. HBO used to be the channel to go to, man. Remember they used to always show like a once a week or once a month, like a brand new movie that like just came out of theaters, and it was kind of a big deal for a while.
That's right.
I was just saying, also, it's good HBO gets it because they'll do the shorter season. So it'll be like the 10, 12 episodes instead of a regular network getting it and then just giving us a whole bunch of filler episodes to move a story, So smart move on DC's part.
Yeah, for sure.
So what do you think that means as far as like us actually getting a Watchmen book?
Oh, they'll put something out for
like,
sure.
I mean, it seems like, you know, we're getting all these hints and Rebirth and stuff like that. So eventually, we may just have the whole Watchmen back.
I'm thinking it's going that way. But, you know, once the whole thing combines, I wonder if with the show, they'll be aligned with the DC universe and maybe some of the characters there might show up in the show. Or if they'll just go straight, like you said, like back and just keep it completely separate.
Is Watchmen on Vertigo? They're a Vertigo comic book, right? Or is it just DC?
Or were they Dark Horse?
Were they Dark Horse?
When it first came out?
Oh, you might be right.
I want to say it was Dark Horse. Somebody in the chat let us know.
Yeah, I know it wasn't the main line in any case.
Right.
Yeah. So there's all right, cool. So we're kind of all in agreement there. Looking forward to that. Not much news about it yet, but we'll keep an eye on that and you know, pass that along to y'all as it comes up. So the next thing, big thing dropped. Was it today or yesterday? I don't remember. No, okay, so it was today, but it started the other day where there was some issues with the Han Solo movie with directors. They said that they were dropped out. There was they always use this creative differences.
Right.
You know, Kathleen Kennedy ended up getting kind of pissed off. And I could give you a little bit of details from what I understand if you want, but
sure.
They dropped out. And now we have it confirmed Ron Howard is taking over.
Oh, that was confirmed.
Chair. Yep, he is absolutely going to be the director going forward here for the remainder of the project.
Wow.
They said he was kind of a calming influence on them. I guess they were kind of scared, knowing that they had lost the previous director, Lord, I think his name was. Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, again, like, I'm probably say this quite a few times, but I like this choice. I think he's a really good choice for this. He did Willow, which I love.
Ron Howard did that?
Yeah.
Ron Howard was the director. Apollo 13.
Wow.
He
I know that.
Cinderella Man,
Ransom.
Backdraft. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So he's got like action. He can do fantasy, sort of sci-fi stuff. He can do a little bit of comedy, right? Because he did the, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Right.
And I think those three things are qualities that are going to need to be in a Han Solo movie.
How far along was the film into production?
It was pretty far along.
It's almost done.
It is pretty far. Yeah, and that was one of the questions. Like, the movie's, pretty far along. They're obviously, they did it. Now he's stepping in and kind of carrying the ball into the end zone. So who's going to get the credit in the movie as the director? Will it be them because they did most of it, or will it be him because he
finished it?
Finished it, right. So that was one of the questions that was put out there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I watched the video and they were talking about how directors get fired all the time from blockbuster movies, and I don't know how it ended up in my feed, but I just happened to watch it. But it's great video. And one of the examples they used was Ant-Man, how they did not have the original director, but even still they used some of what he put together in the final product. So you could probably expect the same thing with this Han Solo film. Now, I totally get where they're coming from. Creators are like, oh, this is our vision. This is our movie. This is what you've hired us to do, blah, blah, blah. And then, according to the video, which they made a lot of sense, you want to protect your brand and you want your brand and your movie to flow a certain way. So business being business, if I don't care who you are, I mean, I can't fault Marvel or Disney for doing this, because if it does not flow consistently with other Star Wars films, I don't care how awesome you think the film is or how attached you are to your film, it's got to be changed. If you don't change it, I'm going to let you go, because you just have to protect yourself and your brand. Exactly right.
Yeah. So definitely a good choice. The creative difference thing. So they had I keep forgetting his name, Phil Lord. There was two of them actually. It was Phil Lord and Chris Miller, right? They were kind of clashing with this guy named Lawrence. And Lawrence is the guy who wrote Empire Strikes Back, right? He was also writing the script for this. So these two people really wanted sort of a not ad lib. What's the word I'm trying to use? Like looser, like when they're actually shooting, with the script, to just kind of have the actors just kind of improv a little bit and like make it their own. But then this other guy, but that was Lord and Miller, but Kasdan, right? Lawrence Kasdan. He was saying he wants it exactly as I wrote it, exactly as the script is. So they were fighting about that. One of them saying, I really want this to be exactly as I wrote it. And then the directors are like, no, we just want the actors to just take it and make it their own once we, start rolling with the film. So then Kathleen Kennedy stepped in and was like, nope, too much fighting between you guys. We're going to let the directors go. Obviously, they couldn't let the script writer go, but that was already done. So they had to go. So that's why they pulled in this new guy.
Maybe this is the reason why Hollywood has such a hard time finding directors for films, man, because there's always this clash. I mean, look at what happened with, Deadpool 2 or whatever.
Right.
Now, I think Ryan Reynolds pretty much makes up that film on his own, and maybe they don't really need a director because Ryan Reynolds could pretty much just do whatever he wants, just be himself, basically, and people still go watch Deadpool. But yeah, I'm just amazed just to hear how often this happens, and it just doesn't surprise me that Hollywood struggles finding directors for these big films that they want to put out. Because I mean, if there was such a good chemistry, good collabo, or if there was more directors out there, I mean, think of how many more films we would have of our favorite characters and heroes and whatnot.
Yeah, and how much quicker they'd be done too, right?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I think stuff like this has always happened. It's just because social media, we have like instant news now, even in the comic book world, that we just hear about every little hiccup and every little problem and every little this and that. That it makes it seem like, oh my God, the sky's falling. But this is stuff that always happens and always has happened. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm a little bit more interested in the movie now that Ron Howard did. Like,
yeah,
you want to be able to see it.
The dude does look like a young Han Solo. That's for sure. The guy who's playing him.
It was a good casting choice. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, he looks just like him.
But it'll be, I don't know. Yeah. This movie could be really good. I mean, they could use it to expand the universe and show us things that we haven't seen in the Star Wars universe before,
Oh, it's gonna be good. Look at what happened to Rogue One. I mean, I don't think anybody expected Rogue One to be as good as it did. And then the way they tied it into between episode 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Great job. Great job.
Yep.
Did you see? There was a girl on I guess the boyfriend or the husband, whatever he was, filmed it. She was watching the end of Rogue One and like crying like when Vader came out, and then like when she realized that it like tied like right into the beginning of the first movie. She was like, oh my God, it was hilarious. You guys got to see that video.
Nice.
Yeah. Donald Glover as Lando. That's going to be good too. I agree with that. I like that they're doing this movie, but I kind of wish that they had done, and this is just me, just whatever opinion. I wish they had done a Boba Fett movie first. I want to see Boba Fett. Standalone Boba Fett. Crickets.
It'll come eventually.
Sorry, I'm communicating with people in the chat while you guys talk.
I mean,
really, that landed well.
That's a stupid idea.
Boba Fett rules.
Get off that camera right now. You suck.
No, I mean, I see that coming. Like, I will not be surprised when that's officially announced and production starts on a Boba Fett movie.
Yeah, man, like a bounty hunter movie. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Space bounty hunters.
Right.
Yeah.
Just have Boba Fett run around killing a whole bunch of people.
That's right. Yeah. Star Wars has had a little bit of a difficult week. Not only this news, but the director for Episode 9, this newer guy, he just came out with a movie, and everybody said that it sucked. They said it was horrible. It flopped, and now people are worried about Episode 9. Like, if he made that piece of steamy pile of crap, what's he gonna do to Episode 9? That came out today. Nobody knows, of course, except the studio, but that's what people are saying. So
the Force manifests itself into a being and does some stuff.
It blows everything up.
Blows everything up. And that's how we reboot it.
No. Everybody dies and goes into the afterlife, and then all the future Star Wars movies takes place in the afterlife.
Nice.
So then you have Obi-Wan Kenobi, Yoda, all of them back.
So everyone's like a Force projection of themselves?
Yeah, they'll be all green.
Yeah. Jeff popped in. Nice to see you here. We'll give a couple of shout-outs in a minute. He said Boba Fett story was told, or was being told in Rebels, so you don't really need a movie about him.
I didn't see Rebels.
I like Rebels. It's a good show, but I do want a live-action cinematic escapade of awesomeness.
What?
And lasers.
Lasers.
That's right. So shout-outs. We got Jeff. Jeff. Jason Smith is here. Big East Comics is here. Philly Superman. Comically Flawed. Ramiro Gomez is here as well. We got a lot of people in the chat and a lot more too. Jackio, of course, is here. NLC is also with us, and a whole lot more people. If I scroll up, Seeking Near-Mint Comics is here as well. And those are the people who have commented so far. However, we do have quite a few viewers, so thank you. I know that the draft is going on right now. I do have it right behind me. So if you need some updates while we're here, feel free to let me know. But thank you for being here while that's going on as well. I know a lot of you guys are, ball fans too. So there you go. So the next thing we're going to talk about on the list is that DC recently announced that they're selling back at cover price a bunch of the 1 in 100 variants for some of the Superman books that came out a couple years ago. I think the New 52 ones, right? Yeah. So a lot of people bought into those at a premium price and kind of estimated their print run on them. They were retailer incentive books, right? So now they're kind of giving a lot of those back, and it appears that they held a bunch and that the estimated print run isn't exactly what it was kind of estimated to be. So that's going to kind of upset a lot of people. So kind of wanted to ask you guys, with the retailer incentive books like that, and we don't really know the print run, is that, and the art isn't always, I mean, yes, it's good. Sometimes it's just a black and white version of, the regular cover. Do you think that's a better idea? And these get a lot of flack, but the store exclusives, they have some superstar artists on them. The print run is very defined and publicly disclosed. Which do you think is the better buy there? The retailer incentive exclusives, or retailer incentive variants, or the store exclusives?
The better buy, and I mean,
yeah,
maybe the store exclusives is what I'm thinking, just because they're fewer and far between.
Right.
But anytime you get a cool variant, I mean, Jesse, I showed you the Justice League Dark that I got out of the dollar bin.
Yeah,
I think you said you paid $15 for that back in the day. But if they're liquidating everything, and it's still a cool book to have, and any variants, any things that you can't really have access to that you can get on the cheap is a cool thing. I mean, because a lot of shops up price those books, and a week or 2 weeks later, they're worth the same price as the regular cover. Yeah, so it don't make no sense to me. So
exactly. I guess it does kind of come down to a qualifying piece of it. Are you intending to turn it around later and make money off it, or do you truly love that cover and it's going to stick with you? You know what I mean? And if that's the case, it doesn't matter what the print run is, or yeah. So,
man, yeah, that's a tough one. But I mean, especially if they're going to flood the market back with a whole bunch of books that, I don't know. It feels like the bad thing with retailer incentive copies is it depends how much you never know exactly what price you're looking at, because you can go to one shop and it be this, and you can go to another shop and it be this. These store exclusives, you know exactly how much they are.
Exactly. Yeah.
You never have to
start with. Yeah.
So in that respect, I think those are better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, even store exclusives can be a tough thing to price if you're a shop, because I remember a whole lot of Deadpool, store exclusives, and the day of or the next day they're $100 on eBay. A shop that I went to, they would reasonably price most of that stuff between 30 and $50, which was cool because if you buy it, like let's say that this stuff is hot for like a week and then it drops, spending 30 to $50 on that book right when it comes out, it's not too terrible, because maybe a year down the road, 2 years down the road, when it is like 50 or $35, you don't like feel like it didn't depreciate as much as what you had maybe anticipated, if that makes any sense. So
yeah,
yep,
for sure. All right, guys, let's move on to the next thing. Quick little thing we can move on to after this, because I honestly don't know too much about it, but there is a kid-friendly Fantastic Four reboot apparently in the works. So kid-friendly, and Justin, you had a good...
Yeah. The only thing I could think that would make this work if you're going to go kid-friendly would be Future Foundation. Like, do it something with a whole bunch of, like, Franklin and Valeria, and then some of the other alien kids and stuff. And, like, if you want it to be kid-friendly, then that's the area you would probably need to go. Instead of...
I like it.
I don't see how it would work because you can't de-age the Fantastic Four and it be the Fantastic Four teenagers, because that was never their origin,
That's true. But wasn't Johnny Storm and Sue Storm, weren't they teenagers?
No, they were all astronauts, man.
I thought I read... See, I'm reading the American Comic Book Chronicles, and I thought that no, Sue's the oldest one, so I think it was Johnny Storm. He was the teenager.
Maybe, but how'd he get cleared to go to space?
In
the 60s.
Biggie said they already made a kid-friendly FF movie. It's called The Incredibles.
Oh yeah. They pretty much did.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Take note. Oh man, I don't know how they're gonna do that or what they're gonna do with it, but
I don't want to see like a baby Reed Richards. I like your idea. Go with
go with the kids.
Yeah.
Just have the team there as kind of like the encouragement or the helpful, like the kids go on an adventure and Thing has to go with them, or and stuff like that.
Exactly right. All right, cool. So next thing we're going to talk about, actually, there was a big like SJW thing that came out where, oh my God, Wonder Woman did so much. It's actually this weekend going to pass the 300 million mark, or not 300 million. Yeah, 300 million. So it's going to be like the best female-directed superhero movie or whatever. But there was a big hoo-ha or whatever, to-do, whatever you want to call it, about Gal Gadot's salary, and they were saying that she made $300,000, which is pretty damn good. But the issue with that was, according to this one lady, she's a columnist for like Teen Vogue and Elle magazine, people that don't do the comic book stuff. But she was saying, Henry Cavill made $14 million off of Man of Steel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get this female superhero, and she only made $300,000. But that didn't take into account. They get like box office bonuses and things like that. Right, so that didn't take any of that into account. It was completely skewed and false to fit her narrative, and it was quickly shut down. And that's what we're doing here.
Because I'm sure on paper, maybe that's what her salary was. Like, this is your salary, and then the next line is plus these incentives.
Exactly right. And let me throw these numbers out at you.
Right. Most of the time, the stars nowadays will take a percentage, like you were saying, a percentage of the box office, take a lower base salary or whatever for the extra film, but take that and gamble that they're going to have a massive return because it's going to be a hit.
You get the box office, you get the residuals off the Blu-ray sales. They even do like merchandising incentives too. But strictly salary, Captain America: The First Avenger, Chris Evans made $300,000, which was the same as she did.
Yeah, I heard that.
For Thor, the first Thor movie. Chris Hemsworth, he made half that. He made 150,000.
That's crazy,
right? And we're talking strictly salary here. And then Robert Downey Jr. for the first Iron Man movie. This is kind of an exception, but he made 500,000. But he was able to parlay that into like a $5 million per film contract. But you can kind of see like the numbers are in line with what she made. So it's not like, oh, she's a woman, so she didn't, make the same. So.
If anybody should be upset, it's Chris Hemsworth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
But the thing is you can't add the same price tag to a female as a male always, because that goes back to the debate of WNBA should get paid the same amount as regular NBA players. Well, if there's not that many people watching, then no, they shouldn't. But going back to what you had said, look at how much screen time she had in BVS. I mean, she didn't show up until the end. She didn't have that much screen time, so I could totally see 300,000 justifying her part on that film. Now you could argue with Wonder Woman, and then you also she has a third film, which I'm assuming is the upcoming Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
But you are what you're worth, and you're not a big name. I mean, I don't think that she had a significant role. Well, I wouldn't say significant, but she wasn't like the star of Fast and Furious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. She was just part of the team that didn't say that much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look at it like this. It's going to create more opportunities for you. I go back and I think about who's the guy that played the Joker in The Dark Knight? The one that died. He OD'd. Heath Ledger, yeah. Everybody was saying, like, because of that role, it was going to catapult his career into just, like, all kinds of ridiculous, high-paying roles. Yeah. And then, of course, he passed. So, you're probably going to see somebody like Gal Gadot and all these other people just get catapulted into these ridiculously high-paying roles in the future. So, and not only that, but you probably got to get, like, money coming in from toys and clothing line and stuff like that.
Let's just wait and see what her salary is for Wonder Woman 2.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, like people are saying, and you guys are saying, it's the start of the franchise. Not quite sure, not like the big name. So you get the salary, and depending on how successful it does, and they always do this, and a lot of them are doing it now, is renegotiating the contract.
Yeah.
Like, look, this movie did the best. I need more money if you're going to have me back.
If you want me to make you more money, I need more money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there's things to gauge your popularity compared to your other co-stars, and I mean, for God's sake, you can go to the con and just see how many people line up to get your $150 or $200 autograph.
Yeah, geez.
Yeah, a lot of people line up at my table. Yeah. All right, cool. So let's jump into. I know everybody's here. Venom news, right? Big, huge thing drops.
Yes.
Name Carnage. Take it away.
Do it. Go.
Can I take it away? I'll show it. I'll take this thing away, boy. Oh, all right. Well, okay. Let me go ahead and share my screen real quick because I did want to talk a little bit about this. So everybody is on the bandwagon with Amazing 361. Well, let me just say this before I get started. I kind of agree with Big E's. I don't have a lot of faith in this film, especially after a Carnage announcement. I think about what Tim Tebow said on Lords of the Long Box when they were talking about Batman versus Superman and how they threw in Doomsday. It's almost like Sony's kind of blowing their wad in this film by announcing Carnage and having Carnage in it already. You haven't even established a good Venom storyline, and now you're already announcing Carnage. I mean, who else do you have after that? You have Toxin, and then you have those first 4 symbiotes that were created in Venom Lethal Protector.
Let me take it one step further. Homecoming hasn't even come out. They're teamed up with, you know, obviously Marvel. These ones aren't. It's going to be them. And they're already announcing this. They're already announcing Silver and Black. They're already announcing Kraven and Mysterio. They're already announcing all this stuff. They need to slow their roll big time.
Exactly.
You know, all this stuff should have been once they gauge the success of Homecoming, in my opinion. But I just wanted to throw that in there. Take it back.
No, absolutely. Justin was talking about this today. He was talking about how 362 right here has been creeping up in value. Adams talked about how this is kind of 361 is kind of out of his reach right now. Well, a couple things I want to say is, if you guys can, I don't recommend buying these on eBay, but if your shop has 362 or 363, pick those up, because all three of these books go hand in hand. I mean, it's a three-part story. I mean, you kind of can't have one without the other. Another thing that I'd like to mention is going back, look at this book. This book has really gone up. This is Carnage's second cameo, 360. A lot of people don't realize that Carnage was treated the same way that Venom was. Venom had two cameos in 298 and 299 before he finally showed up in 300. Carnage is the same way. Carnage has a second cameo on 360. And he also has a cameo right here in 359. Now, for whatever reason, 359 isn't picking up as much steam as 360. But guys, if you guys go to this book on eBay sold listings, this book is already in the $20 mark. This is a freaking dollar book, guys. This is a dollar book all day, and it's going for like 20. I think I got like 5 copies of these. But it's going for like $20 on eBay. I saw a 9.8, a CDC 9.8. That thing went for like $170 just like today or yesterday. Blew me the frick away, man. I could not believe that. People are just overpaying for these books, man. But hey, if you got them and you can flip them or sell them, buy them again later, I highly recommend doing that, because if you hold on to these books until that movie drops or after, and it sucks, you're gonna wish you would have got rid of these things. And then also, a lot of people don't realize that, hey, this is Cletus Cassidy's first appearance. The Amazing Spider-Man 344 and 345. This is where he's locked up in the cell with Eddie Brock, and the symbiote finds Eddie Brock in the prison, attaches itself to him, breaks him out, and then leaves Venom's seed behind for Cletus Cassidy to find. The other thing I want to mention about this book, 344, is you get the first appearance of this guy right here, Cardiac.
Yeah.
So you get 2 first appearances in this one book. Now, I understand that this book isn't going to be as in demand as Carnage's first appearance. It reminds me a lot of Nightwing compared to, who's Nightwing? Is it Jason Todd?
Dick Grayson.
Dick Grayson, yeah. Like, I don't think Dick Grayson's first appearance is as high as Nightwing's first appearance, but these are still books that I think that you need to have. And then I just got just a couple more, and then I'll turn it back over to you guys. Right here, Maximum Carnage.
Yep.
Maximum Carnage #1. I didn't know this until I got mine slabbed, but in the banner it said that this is the first appearance of Shriek. So, which is Carnage's main squeeze. Now, it's probably too early to say that. Yeah, it's probably too early to say that she's going to show up, but if Carnage is successful, best believe, and especially with Marvel and DC doing heavy promotion of female characters, best believe you're going to see Shriek show up in a film. Now, they printed millions of these things. It might only be worth a $20 to $100 book, $150 book, depending on if it's a raw or slabbed. But still, this is a good book to have, because Maximum Carnage was so popular even before the movie announcement. I was collecting all these for like $1 and selling them as a set for like $50 on eBay. I don't know what they're going for now, but this is just stuff that I think people need to look out for, not just the ASM 361s, but there's plenty of other stuff to definitely look out for.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that once people start seeing what 361 is doing on eBay, especially, they're going to be looking for, okay, what else can I get into? Like, what else, what are the next books to get? I actually want to add to your suggestions and tell you about this book here, if I can find it. Keep talking while I look for it, please.
How do I get the screen off my
Oh, here we go. Oh, I did that.
Okay, it's stuck on me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, let me show you this one, and tell me if you think this one is a good one, because I do. Boom. Venom versus Carnage miniseries. Clayton Crane cover.
That's the first appearance of Toxin. You get the first appearance of Toxin in that storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get that thing.
That's a cool cover, man.
That's sick. I think Clayton Crane is one of the best Venom and Carnage artists out there.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with him. He did the one of those Venom eyes that everybody loved, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, so I just wanted to throw that in there. Not like a cheap book right now, but definitely something. If you see it, scoop it up.
Oh, I agree. And that was Marvel's attempt to make a good symbiote.
Yeah.
But I think this is a mistake. I think that Marvel's or Sony's jumping the gun here with all these announcements. Now it could be just to build up some kind of hype or talk. I don't know really what their agenda is behind all this, but as soon as they said that, I didn't really have a good feeling about future plans for Venom and Spider-Man and Carnage movies.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you're giving, yeah, it'd be like Joker being in the first Batman movie. It'd be like, oh, what's going to be after this? We're not leading to anything now.
Mm-hmm.
Giving us the big thing. I don't know. I mean, it could be good, but I kind of get the feeling like what you're saying, where they're just they're just adding too much to it. Like it could have been a good story, but now there's just going to be too much in it,
Oh yeah, because what was the big problem with Spider-Man 3? They were like, it's the third film, so we're gonna have 3 villains. You already got 2 villains for your first. Well, I don't know if that they're going to consider Venom a villain, but
it seemed like though they would take the time with the first Venom movie. Like maybe they're scared that it won't make enough money if they did a Venom movie where we have a whole movie to establish that he's not a villain per se anymore,
Mm-hmm.
Then Carnage can show up in the next one or something like that. But so we're just instantly going to jump in and have 2 bad guys fighting because we think they're both bad guys,
Yeah. Sony has this problem. They actually did it before, back when during the Garfield era, right? They came up with the movies. All of a sudden, they're like, oh, there's going to be like 3-4 Spider-Man movies. We're going to do a Sinister Six movie. And they spent like all the time setting up the universe instead of telling a good story in the film, right? And that was, in my opinion, one of the reasons it really suffered. And I'm afraid they're going to spend so much time with these movies just world building and not like worrying about the next picture instead of the one that they're telling now, that it's going to suck. Not suck, that's a bad word, but still.
Well, Big Easy makes a point. He's like, he agreed with me, and he's like, we don't even know what Venom's going to look like. I mean, we have no idea what he's going to look like yet. If it's like Spider-Man 3. I mean, it was a good attempt with Spider-Man 3, but I think the story and the guy who played Eddie Brock was just all wrong.
Yeah.
Because I liked how the suit would crawl over his face and all that. Like, that was really cool. But I hope that they definitely seek to improve the way that he looks. The sound effects and how he had that kind of Velociraptor type of sound was kind of cool. I could definitely correlate that with Venom, but we still have yet to see any kind of drawings or any kind of footage of what he's going to look like.
Yeah, NLC said, what if they have Tom Hardy play Agent Venom? See, now they could do that. Now that we have a solid villain.
That wouldn't be that's not a good way, in my opinion, to establish a historical Spider-Man character on the big screen.
Right.
Yeah. So who do you think should play Carnage? And I said this earlier, put a pin in it. We were talking about Watchmen. Jackie Earle Haley, I think his name is, the guy who played Rorschach. I think he would be perfect to play Cletus Cassidy. Who would be your pick to cast?
No, man, no.
Yes.
Somebody somebody said this, the guy off of Prison Break, T-Bag, the guy who played T-Bag, he would make an awesome Cletus Cassidy.
The creepy dude? The one that
the one that got his hand cut off. He was just a snake in the whole he was the always raping the boys and stuff like that, always trying to get he was that dude. T-Bag, you remember, right?
Yeah, I have his face in my mind.
Yeah, he would make an awesome Cletus Cassidy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That would work. I would probably go with that.
Yeah.
Like,
sticking with Jackie Haley, man.
Yeah.
Great. He's got the red hair and everything. Come on.
Yeah. I don't know.
Does somebody got like a barking spider back there or something?
Robert Nepper. No, I think that was I don't know. Robert Nepper.
Robert Nepper, yeah.
There you go. Who else do you guys think? Who would be your picks? So the guy who played Captain Winters in Band of Brothers.
I can see that. I've never seen him play like a crazy character though. He did like a cop show or something after Band of Brothers.
Maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be, just like there was with cable, everybody's going to be attached to having, a potential for this. I see it now. Like every other, it's going to be all these people. I'm sure even Tom Hardy, they'll be like, Tom Hardy's going to play both guys,
That's right. I mean, that would be funny because Carnage was made from Venom, right? So it couldn't happen, but it would be funny.
Tom
Hardy has a twin in the movie, and
that'd be a nice twist. Yeah, twin brothers against each other.
Whoa!
But completely out of source material. I mean, they don't always have to do that. But who's the main redhead guy from Homeland? Jeff the Geek suggested that one.
Mm-hmm.
Ramiro says Alexander Skarsgård.
People want to put him in everything.
Daniel Day, a little too late. He retired. Carrot Top is a suggestion from Jason Smith.
Carrot Top is actually way too buff.
I'm going to put that suggestion next to your $2 billion suggestion for an opening weekend.
Ooh. Jay made a good one. David Tennant. David Tennant, he was the 11th Doctor 2 Doctors ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
British guy also did Broadchurch. And I mean, he's done a whole bunch of stuff. But he would be, he was the Purple Man from Jessica Jones.
There you go.
So he would be cool.
Yeah. Big E's replied to you on the twin brother thing. He said they did that already. It was called Double Impact.
Such a good movie.
Great film.
Good movie. Solid Van Damme right there.
That's right. He did some bad damage in that movie.
Word.
But 10th Doctor, and he was Purple Man and Jessica Jones. That's
10th, 11th. I was close.
So NLC said people are saying that the guy that plays Jerome or the Proto Joker on Gotham could be Carnage.
Yeah.
Yeah. See what I mean? Like everybody's going to be attached to this. Like this person would be awesome. Like, you saw this person in a photograph with one of the studio execs. So that means automatically that they're talking with, about the role. You know what I mean? So
hopefully they keep him as a Southern character.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Have like Southern accent,
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Breaking. That's a classic movie there, Breaking. Jeff Johnson said let Chuck Norris be Carnage. Seth Green. What the? Okay.
Chuck Norris's beard.
That's right.
Just his beard will play Carnage.
Here's a question I have about this because I think Carnage's popularity is definitely growing. Could you guys ever see Carnage's popularity and even value in first appearance surpassing that of Venom's?
No.
Here's why I asked the question. Remember in the 90s, Cable was the guy, the top hot character out of New Mutants. And now look at it. The script has been flipped. Now Deadpool is more popular, and even his first appearance is worth more than New Mutants 87. So, I mean, could we have something like that?
I think that Carnage is too much out there in terms of his homicidal tendencies to appeal to everybody as like a hero sort of character. I think he fits well as the right side of the Spidey Venom Carnage paradigm, and I think that's where he'll stay, in my opinion. But
yeah, I think he'll always run a close second to Venom, but they kind of go hand in hand. Like you can't have one without the other. But Venom's always going to be first. Venom's always going to be the more important character. And
Carnage's crazy helps put Venom's in perspective a little bit more, you know, because you can kind of see maybe he's not as I don't know. I'm still reading the comments here.
Hey, Ramiro brings up a good one. Eminem as Cletus Cassidy, or even Eddie Brock would be kind of cool because Eminem has that crazy homicidal way of thinking as well, at least in his music.
That would be interesting. Yeah. That would.
But I'm looking at. I remember I bought that first Amazing 361 9.8 CGC before we moved to Houston about 4 years ago. I got it from a buy it now for like $100 to $125. I don't remember. That book is like a $300 or $400 book now. Even before the movie announcement, it was approaching $300.
Yeah,
it's madness.
Comically Flawed said a reminder for everybody. Venomverse starts this week.
That's right.
Edge of Venomverse.
I want both covers, the A and the B. They both look awesome.
Believe, achieve, and you can get them.
I will. I will. I will. I'll probably. I don't know. I'll get them somehow.
Right.
Yeah, Rag718 is getting them both as well. So, Alan Tudyk. Yeah, I was trying to think of that guy's name also.
Yep.
I hope I pronounced it right.
Like I said, that's where we are. We have so many good, people we could cast as Carnage that it's going to be nuts. We're all just going to be disappointed when they actually announce it now.
Exactly. And don't forget that they have this thing called hair dye, so you don't have to limit your choices to only orange-haired actors.
Also, half of the time they cast characters with the wrong hair color for the role anyway, so they don't care.
Yeah, and they don't have to be the exact size either. Right? Like, look at, who was it? They said it was way too tall for the role. And he did good with it. Something recently.
What?
Anything. I can't think of it. I'm drawing a blank. Right at the most important time is when it slips my mind.
When it happens.
Yeah. All right. So they're also doing Kraven and Mysterio.
I don't understand why they're doing these like weird team up movies.
See, I think for me that's a missed opportunity because both of those are great villains to pair against Spider-Man. So you save them for the sequels. I know a lot of people have been saying Kraven's Last Hunt would be perfect as like the next sort of villain movie for him. So to do it this way, in my opinion, is a wasted opportunity.
Yeah, I don't know. I see that being crap. I see that being a crap movie. Just like what they're going to do with Black and Silver, or Silver and Black, Black Cat, Silver Sable movie. Like,
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm looking forward to that one. If they do the spy thriller type of thing, where Silver Sable and her Wild Pack is chasing this jewel thief, that'd be cool. Keep it small and intimate between them.
Is that the story?
That's the story that's building in my mind for the movie.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, they released that? I don't know. I just like we were saying about a Venom movie. It feels like they're just pushing too much, like they tried to do with Amazing Spider-Man. They're just trying to push too much out, and I don't think the quality will be there.
Yeah, let's hope this is the false alarm.
Yeah. It's a smokescreen for what they're really planning. Who knows?
That's right.
I mean, I would like to see Black Cat but it's also going to be weird to see that character. Silver Sable, she teamed up with enough other people that in my mind I can see her showing up wherever. But Black Cat needs to be in like a Spider-Man book or a movie, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Marvel could definitely get the jump on DC with the whole female cat character. Because DC has still yet to do Catwoman, right?
Oh, and they're
in any of their cinematic universe, yeah.
Unless she's going to show up in the Batman movie.
Halle Berry.
Yeah. That doesn't.
No.
Halle Berry.
Anne Hathaway.
All right, who's your favorite Catwoman?
Michelle Pfeiffer.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
If you said anything else, I was gonna.
You're gonna kick me off.
Something come through the screen. All right.
Tim Tebow's in the house. He says he wants to see more Carnage posts.
Yeah.
So guys, make sure you post more Carnage first appearance.
That's right. Everybody go to Instagram, post your book, and tag him.
Tag.
I can post the second appearance. Does that count?
Anything Carnage, just tag Tim Tebow.
That's right. Oh, he would kill us if that.
Well, that's nice. I'm happy I picked that book up because I picked 3. I think I have a copy, but I picked up another one anyway last week for like $7. So
the 362.
Yeah, and it's in. I mean, it is in amazing shape, Edwin. It is. I would say it's a 9.8 book. There's nothing wrong with it. Corners, everything is perfect.
Sweet.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I was super happy about it.
Heck yeah.
Nice find. Who's this? DJ Wilson. Okay.
Bad thing was this. I should have came home from the store with the 362 and immediately bought a 361. And I would
have one there?
Saved like $60, huh?
They had one for 60.
No. I'm just saying I should have bought one that night online.
Oh yeah.
And versus what prices are today, I would have saved $60 to $100. You know.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I even almost got into the hype because there was one the guy was saying was like near mint to mint for like he wanted like $80 for it. I kid you not. I watched it. 5 minutes later, I went back to check. It was already sold.
Wow.
But I would have got it just to see if it was. Press it, send it in to get it slabbed. You know what I'm saying? Make a couple $100 off of it.
Right. Yeah, I will definitely be on the lookout for those books at places that wouldn't think about them books. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So kind of along the lines of the Sony news, there was something else that came out in an interview, and I forget who said it, but for Homecoming 2, they said that there's – because that one's tied to the MCU, obviously, right? So they're saying there's going to be an MCU character in the movie. Absolutely, but it's not Iron Man, right?
It's Falcon.
So who could it be? Like, I mean, you have Ant-Man, who could be funny with him. You have Doctor Strange, maybe, who could tie maybe a little bit to like the Mysterio thing. Captain America, there's a like a little TV thing in the trailer, right? So we know he's got like a little cameo in Homecoming 1. So would he be the one for Homecoming 2? Like, what do you guys think about that? Who do you think, or who would you like to see there?
Falcon.
Falcon?
I think that would be a funny movie. Spider-Man and Falcon.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
But like you're saying, it'll be. I would think it would be a bigger name, but
I'm thinking Captain America.
Yeah,
you know,
because Chris Evans, he redid his contract and signed on for however many more movies. So
yeah, and he's cameoing in this first movie, so it kind of makes sense to then have him, go to the next one.
Yeah.
So.
Agent Coulson. He
Jeff
tried to recruit Spider-Man.
Yeah. Jeff goes, it's not, well, he didn't say this exactly, but it's not going to be Iron Man, it's going to be Iron Heart. So it's going to be Riri and Spidey.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah. Tim, Lords of the Long Box says Iron Man's going to die in Infinity War. So that would make sense on that. And then Jeff goes, kill off Tony and let him be the Jarvis to Riri, like in the comics. That would be an interesting twist.
People really want Riri, huh?
It seems like it, especially Jeff.
I did not know that that character was that popular.
Yeah.
No, I don't see that happening anytime soon, though.
Yeah.
We'll definitely see like Spider-Gwen show up in a movie before Riri Williams gets the Iron Man suit.
Yeah, right? No. No, I think Iron Man and the Wasp, right? I don't know. I don't remember the exact release date for the two, but you got the timing there with the movies. I think that some of these characters are going to need some more cameos before they get into some of the bigger movies, right? Or like kind of like get at some of their films
Crossover push.
a little bit. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
you got that movie. I don't think it'll be Captain Marvel. I keep going back to Captain America, but in my head, Doctor Strange, I think it kind of comes out around Doctor Strange 2 sort of time frame. So I could see that working as well. And then like with Ant-Man and the Wasp, you have two funny, like, you know, characters that could play off of each other, you know what I mean? And you got an ant and a spider.
I don't know. I guess I would need to look at the release date, projected release date for Homecoming 2, because it could be a character. It could be an Avengers character that we haven't seen yet that we'll see in the first Infinity War movie. You know, it could be somebody like that because they're going to introduce a couple more characters in that one.
Shit, they should use Moon Knight because he was in Maximum Carnage. He was helping out. They called him Frenchie. They use his airplane to fly around town looking for Carnage. It won't happen, but...
Night Thrasher.
Yeah.
Night Thrasher's going to show up and help out Spider-Man.
That's right.
New Warriors on their way.
Nick Fury is another suggestion by Philly Superman. And then Tim goes, dare I say Blade in Spider-Man. That would be cool. Blade fighting Spider-Man. Well, not fighting Spider-Man, but them fighting... some, yeah, I could see that. That would have to be a dark movie, though. I don't know if they, like, when I think of Blade, I think rated R, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they'll go rated R on Spidey.
No.
Not Spidey proper, anyways, meaning like the main.
Not high school Spidey.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Cap is probably the safe bet.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you heard it here first, folks. That phrase is coined,
Dun, dun, dun.
but not by us. So let's move on to something that dropped today. Is Jurassic World 2 has a name now. It's called Fallen Kingdom. Did you guys see the first one?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
What do you think of that name, Fallen Kingdom?
I don't get it. I really don't get it. But then again, Transformers The Last Night, I don't really get that either, but I haven't seen the film yet, so.
It'll get explained, hopefully.
Yeah.
It makes sense when you see it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Jesse's already seen that, everybody.
Yep, I saw that movie. You can definitely talk about that if you want. I know that I was kind of hoping that Chris would be here because he has some very strong opinions he'd like to share about how awesome Michael Bay is. He really likes that particular director and all his films, his body of work, he says. Yeah. So we may save that piece for Tuesday, next Tuesday.
Okay.
That will give people more of a chance to see it.
But, I mean, going back to Jurassic World, I mean,
yeah.
I think it'll be, I mean, the title really didn't, it just more than anything gives us more questions to ask. But
Speak of the devil.
Oh, he showed up. Oh. I've been watching. He was creeping.
What no, I wasn't. I swear. Honestly, I just got home from my in-laws. Like it was a while. We were having a little bit of Allie was being a little fussy, so we had to deal with that and everything. And then we also had my nephew. So I just decided to pop on when we came back. So now everything's kind of calmed down. So here I am.
Right on. Welcome back, man. Welcome back to the show. Good to have you.
Thank you.
I'd give you that round of applause sound effect, but they took it away.
Yeah.
I know. Well, yeah, did they put back the name tag thing?
The lower thirds? Yeah, they have that. It's a different sort of format
for some people.
Yeah. For some people, you sound bitter.
I was about to say, wait a minute, that's some garbage right there. Like, I mean, I can't do it from my phone because that's where I'm at. I'm in my room right now, tending to her just because she was sleeping, so it was just like nice and quiet. But now she's awake, so it's just like all bets are off. So we'll see what happens. See how long she gives me. Before she starts screaming or something. But I don't even know what topic you guys are on, what you've actually discussed. But
we're talking about how awesome Michael Bay films are.
Oh, dude, I was just on Facebook telling people about that crap. Hey, all right. I'm not I'm not even in the chat or anything. Like I'm just, man, what can I even say? Okay, well,
let me start you off. Because I think we talked about this before. I was talking to ETA. Actually, I wasn't talking to ETA Nick. ETA Nick talked about it when he kind of gave his the Great Wall or the Wall movie review, and he talked about how all those movies are like that because the Chinese and some of the Asian market loves all the explosions and all the CGI and all the TNA and all that stuff, and all they want is more and more and more. So that's probably why Michael Bay continues to do that, because he obviously doesn't care about what the American people say, because we've talked about how we don't want to see that crap for I don't know how many years, but yet he keeps doing it. And not only that, but the Chinese market is just as much, if not maybe a little bit bigger with some films box office wise than America.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I understand that part of it, but still, it's just like I mean, for him to keep making, I've had a theory for a while, just because you look at Michael Bay and what properties has he been attached to? Transformers, G.I. Joe, and now
Armageddon.
Most recently the what's it called? The Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
that man hates the 80s. He hates the 80s, plain and simple. It's his mission to ruin everything that we came up with, and just be like, you know what? Guess what? We're gonna make this shitty just because I can do it. And it's just, and I get and he's even lampooned himself on commercials and stuff like, oh, more explosions, da da da, and that's great. But still, it's just like, his shit is garbage, and he knows it. And it's just like, regardless if there's a market for it, which is sad, but it's just like, I'm glad that there's an alternative for his crap. But it's just like 5 movies deep is ridiculous. Like how is there 5 movies of this? Like after the second one, I was finished. I was like, I'll never watch another one, and I haven't. I refuse to watch any other Transformers movies, just because if I want a Transformers movie, I'll pop in my DVD of the cartoon, the original, and just be like, you know what, this is when Transformers is good. Everything that he does is just trash, and he knows it. And
that last one was pretty long.
I know we're talking about Transformers movies and everything and Michael Bay, but I gotta say, 13 Hours was a fucking awesome movie. I like that movie a lot.
I've never seen it.
That is a cool movie.
I'll say this much. All right, so he has done good movies in the past. Like Bad Boys is awesome. Bad Boys is good. Bad Boys 2, not quite as good story-wise, but the action was incredible. You know what I mean? So I mean, he's got the talent to do good things. Just for whatever reason, he tapped out on all the 80s projects though. So
let's just make sure they keep Thundercats away from him, or Silverhawks.
Yes, no, he's not allowed to have those.
No, that was later on.
Mask.
You never know though.
No.
I mean, with Transformers winding down, I mean, if you look at everything, and it's just like, they keep giving him the franchises from the 80s and stuff to work with, but it's just like with Transformers winding down, he's going to have a lot of time on his hands. So, hey, maybe he will get one of those ones. I mean, I hope not. I mean, I don't know how many explosions you can really fit into Thundercats. I mean, it's more that was more hand-to-hand combat and magic. I mean,
wait. So his ultimate film that he's leading to would be Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball Z. That'd be
constantly someone surrounded by an explosion.
Yes.
So Mark Wahlberg just shows up. He's just a regular human.
Taking 20 minutes to power up.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be ridiculous.
Yeah. So I did see this movie. Okay, let me give you just a little. I'm not gonna spoil it or whatever. I know this movie is probably the lowest grossing domestically so far of the franchise, right? But that being said, like you said, they're expecting it to be international success, and it will still do well. Already we're getting, and Tim just mentioned it, a Bumblebee movie next year It'll be a prequel set in the 80s. It's about Bumblebee.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. And then they're talking about the year after is they're going to already be working on Transformers 6 for 2019. So we're getting another one of those.
So Mark Wahlberg's not attached, though, to that.
Yeah, it'll be different people.
The franchise that will never reboot.
I mean, I read a while back that he had planned or has planned at least like 17 scripts, like offshoots and whatever, but like at least 17 Transformers sort of world-related scripts in the works. So, yeah. Sit back. There's going to be
I don't think more. That I don't is Frank Welker, that's the voice of Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think he has it in him for 17 more.
You're right, man. Yeah, you might be right, unless he's got some Stan Lee means. Yeah.
But I mean, if I was Frank Welker too, I would just go right up to him and just use my best Optimus Prime voice and just be like, I can't keep doing this. My spark is starting to extinguish. You can't keep doing this to me. But I also
Prime,
I recently saw
Prime wasn't in this movie as much as you would think.
Really?
He was off-world for a while.
He's all over the previews. He's all over the trailer.
Well, he's like the big.
He's a face. Yeah, he's a face of the franchise.
But he was up, like, it took place obviously on Earth, but he was up on Cybertron for a while for a lot of this movie.
Oh wow.
Huh.
So yeah. So the movie was long. It was like 3 hours long. It's a loud movie. It is explosions everywhere.
Did it feel like it was 3 hours?
There was some parts that could have been cut, yeah. And it felt like, with some of the scenes, they're just, lip service basically just to get to the next explosion. And when you do get to those, it's like there's just so much going on, like explosions here, people shooting. It was like
and
too much to yeah. And one of my things with the Transformers, like the CGI of them, is sometimes it's kind of confusing, like when they're fighting each other or wrestling each other, like
you can't
whose
tell
arm is that, or like what. Yeah, exactly. So the fight scenes can be a little bit confusing, and not only that they're so cluttered, but just that there's like so much detail in the CGI piece of it. But one thing I did like, I know a lot of people kind of complain about with him, it's like all flash and no substance, right? There's like no real depth to it. It's just strictly like popcorn movie. This tied in a lot of world history, which I thought was really cool. A lot of like the mythology behind not only our Earth and the history of it, but also Cybertron. And like one of the questions it asked and answers actually is there's billions of planets, right, in the universe, billions of galaxies even. So why do they keep coming to Earth? Like, what is it about Earth that keeps sending them here specifically? And that answer goes
the gas prices
way back to, hundreds of years way back.
Hey, real quick, Philly Superman says Peter Cullen is the voice of Prime. Frank Welker, I believe, did Megatron.
Was Megatron, that's right.
Yeah, Megatron.
Cohen, isn't Frank Welker no longer with us?
No, he's still alive. He's like 80 or in his 80s. He's still with us, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. Well, the thing. Here's what I'll say as far as Michael Bay is concerned, and I mean, I think that he would be a great. I think he'd be a great like consultant / executive producer in a movie like that. If you have somebody else writing and maybe like helping out or sharing the director abilities, whereas it's like, all right, I'll put all the flash and action scenes together. You put all the writing together. We'll make a if you had someone else helping him on the writing and everything, and just really like flesh out the story a little more, I think it would benefit. I also think that those movies would benefit, like how you said, Cybertron. Okay, make just a Cybertron, like get the human element out of the movie. Just make a straight like Transformers, like Cybertron movie, like that. Probably that would suit his style better because
be completely CGI.
Yeah, and it's just, and the thing is, it's just the fact that you keep going back to humans. It's just like, they incorporate them too much and they give them too much power. Like this is like a 50 cal guns that take down this Transformer. No, that's stupid. Yeah. Like, let them fight the battles. Leave the humans out of it.
Okay. No, I agree. The little kid in me had some holy shit, this is awesome moments. There's a scene where Optimus Prime is riding a 3-headed dragon. the movie.
Nice.
Okay, I mean, imagine your little kid self seeing that. You know?
Yeah. I
That's
think
cool.
Too, I mean, I think that it also kind of suffers from time as well. I mean, it's just like, let's say that movie came out in the 90s. Let's say Transformers 1 came out in the 90s and it looked the way it did and everything like that. Like, people would have been like, this is the greatest movie ever made. I think now that, basically there's been so much time and you've seen what quality movies can be, that it's tough to sit there and just, I mean, if the story's not on par along with the effects, it really just takes people back.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, I mean, are we spoiled movie fans at this point? Maybe a little bit, but I also think that, like, there's something to be said about quality and what you bring to the table. And I think that he, kind of sacrifices that, knowing, like you guys said, that, international markets don't really care so much about that. They just care about, like, the action scenes and everything like that. So
Yeah, absolutely. And we shouldn't, have to settle and be like, this is good for a Michael Bay movie or good for a Transformers movie. Like, we're paying all this money to go. We should expect it to be a good quality movie and, good plot, good pacing, good action, good, whatever the movie is supposed to be. That should be what we're paying for. You don't settle for something less or qualify as good because or good for whatever. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I actually wanted to make a quick comment too, just because, like, I had seen, I know you guys are probably gonna go Wonder Woman a while ago. I saw it finally, and I gotta say, it was all right. It wasn't like the crowning achievement that everybody made it out to be, but it was all right. It wasn't completely horrible, but it.
You went on mute there, Chris.
Yeah, you hit mute.
I don't think I hit mute at all. I think
I did that.
No.
Why, you were a big fan of Wonder Woman?
I like the movie. I was just messing with you.
I thought it was all right. I thought it had some good foundations. I thought that how they handled some stuff was kind of, I mean, how they handled certain things was kind of, like, long and stupid. But other ways, I mean, overall, it was a decent movie. It just wasn't like, is it worth a 91 or whatever rating on Rotten Tomato? No. But I mean, is it a step in the right direction? Yes, and that's honestly what I had hoped for, and what I really could. That's the most I could ask for out of a DC/Warner Brothers movie, is that they're at least stepping in the right direction. So, they can gain some traction with this if they keep the momentum going. They may be able to have something that's, not able to rival Marvel, but at least on par with, or like, get to the point where they are able to put out movies that you be like, all right, I'm excited for this next DC movie coming out, instead of being like, oh, like, I hope they don't mess this one up, So I definitely think it's a step in the right direction. It just wasn't the earth-shatteringly great movie that people kind of, hyped it up to be before it came out.
It's Ferguson. Yeah.
So that's my piece on that. Other than that, what else we got on the bill here?
Terrence Ferguson going to Oklahoma.
Good old Terry.
Yeah. I'm watching. I was telling them earlier, I'm watching the draft while I do this too. So.
Oh yeah, no, the draft. I have mixed feelings about the draft already. It's just like, Danny Ainge making that move upset me, and then the third pick the guy that we got in the third pick, I don't know if he's really I don't know if he's. I'm not gonna say he's not a good fit. I just think that he's somebody who's gonna take some time to develop, and it's just like, we went to the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, we could have really used somebody that was going to, make a direct impact, rather than someone that you're going to have to, shelter along for a year or two and then will become good. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just impatient. But anyway, back to comics.
Okay. All right. Let's get right into the next thing. One of the movies, there's been a ton of Batman related, whether it was the animated, the films, everything's gone to Blu-ray except one thing. Right, and that is Mask of the Phantasm, 1993. That came out, kind of a spin-off from the animated series, sort of.
So good.
Yep.
Right, but it hasn't gotten the Blu-ray treatment yet. It's finally getting that, so that's something that I'm really excited for.
But is that going to be full screen or widescreen?
It'll be. I don't remember the.
Because I've been seeing Blu-ray of those '90s films, and they're still in full screen.
It'll be 16:9.
Oh, so that is like a
also 4:3.
Yeah,
so
so
it'll have both.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm excited for it.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you love Joker, that's one of the best Joker stories you'll see. I mean, like that is an incredible. Like I love the. I was skeptical as a kid seeing that because I was like, the Master of the Phantasm, what's this all about? And then when I actually saw it, I was actually in awe of how good it was, because I mean, there's so much character development. There's so much you find out about all the characters involved. That's just like, that was really a great movie. And anytime I remember, whenever it would come on TV on like HBO or something like that, I would just stop everything I'm doing. I'm watching it. I don't get like, oh, but why aren't we supposed to go? Batman, Master of the Phantasm's on. We'll do that later. Give me 2 hours right now. This is a great movie. Really good.
Hey,
Mark Hamill there, one of his earlier Joker performances.
Yeah.
Yep.
Real quick.
Yes, it's awesome.
Jesse, can you I wanted to ask you, I forgot.
Yeah.
Just real quick, could you give a grade for Transformers: The Dark Knight?
I haven't yet. I'd probably give it a 6.5 to 7.
Wow.
Right in there.
Okay. On a 10-point scale? Slab scale?
Yeah.
10 point? Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So why you sorry?
Well, I'd cut Chris off to go all the way back to that, and I'd wanted to ask you that earlier and totally forgot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I don't have a release date for this re-release, but it should be pretty soon from what I hear, and it'll pop up on Amazon.
Yeah, I will. That's something I'll definitely pick up. Like I don't jump for a lot of like stuff that they're republishing and stuff like that on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever, but that's one I definitely want to have.
Absolutely.
It's a solid collection piece that will be opened.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so you'll be able to order through Amazon. I'm looking here. Amazon, Best Buy, also the DC shop, and then when you order it there, you get a T-shirt, Mask of the Phantasm T-shirt.
Sweet.
So there you go. And it looks like they're using the original cover art for it too. Batman in the sky with the Phantasm above him. Cool.
Kind of hard to top that.
Yep. So yeah, it'll contain the theatrical 16:9 version, which is 1.78 to 1, and then the open mat 4:3 ratio, which is the 1.37 to 1.
I remember
those all your numbers.
when that came out. Like it came out in theaters, and the only theater around this area was like 2 towns over. But it was worth it.
Yeah, that was a pretty limited screening.
Yep.
For that.
Yeah.
But
it's
so worth it to see. Like, I mean, it was right after animated series was going on. We just had Batman and Batman Returns. So I mean, that was like the biggest thing going at that point.
Yeah.
Superman had been off the market for a while, so
exactly. Yeah.
Everything was Batman.
Yeah. All right.
Everything still is Batman.
Yeah, true. Very true. As evident by my pull list.
Yeah. All right, guys. So this is the time of the show where we normally go over books for tomorrow, but being that they were yesterday, we already talked about them at the top of the show. So we'll come back to that next week. Let's go around and do some shout-outs, final thoughts, anything you want to update or plug. And I do have a couple of things I want to plug as well. So actually, let me do that right now, and I'll kick it over to you guys. We're obviously coming back for next Tuesday. Then the week after is going to be 4th of July, so we'll probably skip that, right? That's a holiday day. But check out, Ed, when you're doing a show Saturday, right?
Yeah, GPA analysis. I'm going to continue to do that for now. Not sure how long I'm going to do that, but I still get a lot of people commenting on books that they want me to look at. So yeah, I'm doing that still.
All right, cool. So check that out, guys. Also check out on Sunday morning, and I'm stealing your thunder, guys. Justin's show. He does Sunday morning comics. Really fun. What do you have a topic for this one?
Not yet, but it'll be
Okay.
something fun, and there should be an unboxing on Sunday morning comics this week.
Okay. All right. I'll be there. And then Sunday evening, check out Lords of the Long Box. They're taking over the comic book fanatic slot for Sunday evening. It's 5 p.m. Pacific. Figure out what that is for your particular time zone. They're kicking off their show. Lords of the Long Box again is coming back for that. So check that out, guys. A lot of stuff coming up over the next few days here on the tubes.
They love taking over, don't they?
That's right. They took over this show. Now they're taking over Sunday evenings. So, all right, let me kick it over to you guys for what y'all got to say, if anything.
Chris, do you want to go first since we haven't had you here in a while?
I guess. I mean, so for me, I just want to say it's good to be back. I'm happy to be able to hop back on live and have some fun. You know, I'm still trying to get everything going and trying to figure out the time to make some videos and stuff like that in between work and the baby and all that. So I'll have some stuff coming up soon. I'm going to combine last week's haul with this haul because, you know, I just didn't have the time to put it all through. But, you know, I'll be back up to making videos and everything like that. But, yeah, man, I'm just happy to be back on. And just want to, you know, again, thank everybody for all the kind words and wishes and everything like that. You know, it was awesome to see, you know, just that kind of support throughout that whole time. And, you know, happy to have Allie back home and you know, kind of getting back to normal. So, next step is to get my channel back up and running, and then, you know, just, you know, enjoying the community and having some fun. So, you know, just stay tuned. I will be back and doing some things, but in the meantime, I'm looking forward to, you know, coming back beyond for the full show and, you know, just getting back into it with you guys. So.
Yeah. All right, cool. Glad to have you here. You know, we got your back. You know, if you got to take time off like you did, do your thing, man.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to have you back, Chris. Closing thoughts for me. Big shout out to everybody. Big shout out to Chris for coming back. Everybody in the comments. Like Jesse was saying, you know, definitely Sunday morning. I'll have Sunday morning comics coming up. I put up a video last night about Thor issue 20, just talking about the reveal of the War Thor, which I thought was cool. It's a cover swipe of 337, so of course, yeah, I was pumped about it. Do what?
I said it was a great cover. Like I was, you know, I was taken back when I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Who is that? It's really cool. I spoil it in the video, so if you watch it, Chris, I spoil the crap out of that.
Yeah, no, I saw it this morning. I know who it is.
Okay, good. And then my haul will be up later tonight or tomorrow. So that's about all that's going on. And then next weekend, there is a $5 haul, or not a $5 haul, a $5 con. You know, one of those awesome just comics, $5 to get in. Sweet. So there's one of those. Nice. So I'll definitely be hitting that up.
Lucky.
Yeah.
All the cons around here, they're going like the con up here is going insane, and you know, like Boston Comic Con is going to be a big one. That like they keep announcing new artists that are coming up. They just announced Joe Rubenstein. And then Drew Struzan, the guy who used to do all the, you know, all the posters, like the actual, like original art posters for like Star Wars and stuff like that, back in the 80s, Indiana Jones. It's just like, I mean, for as much as, you know, for as much as they charge, they are kind of putting the talent in the seats to make it worth our while. So it's gonna be rough. Like, I mean, it's 2 months out, but it's just like, I don't even know where to start. There's just so many good people there.
Yeah, you gotta, things with that you got to start planning way far out. You know.
Yep.
Pulling books and all that stuff. Yeah. Saving up.
So much work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris is still taking comic book donations.
Yeah,
that's right.
Dude.
Post your address on the screen. We'll send you books.
Oh my god! Dude, like, if you guys. Honestly, take a look at the Boston Comic Con lineup. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Grows every year.
Yeah. All right, Edwin.
Pressing service coming soon. Same day as my next live auction, July the 16th, Sunday. I will be offering a free book pressing with everybody who does a submission. There will be an expiration date to that, but I will give you details to how you can get a free pressing in the future. Until then, stay tuned to Strictly Comics.
Nice. I like it. Very cool. All right, guys. So last thing we did do on when was it? Monday, right? We did our box office predictions for Homecoming. Still got time for those. So throw those down in the comment section. I got everybody's written down right here on this paper. And I will add you to the list, and then we'll come back to it after that.
Wait, we should get Chris's.
Yeah, I don't have you on here, actually, Chris.
All right. It's coming out unopposed, right?
I believe so. The weekend after 4th of July. So
Yeah.
2 more weekends.
Weekend after 4th of July. All right. I'm going to say 92 million opening weekend.
92?
Unopposed, weekend after 4th of July. I say 92.
Okay.
I might be highballing it, but that's how I feel right now.
All right.
It came on tracking with a high of 108 million, early tracking. Just to give you an idea, we have people in the 150 million range, 124. Edwin's like double your estimate.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're.
I mean, are people really thinking that Spider-Man's gonna do that hot?
It's gonna break 100. Yeah.
$1 bazillion.
Yeah. It's like you said. It's
So
not
now I'm a modest
opposed.
guy. All right.
It's not opposed. You get everybody who's been going to the MCU movies going to see this. It's a Spider-Man movie.
And it's a 4th of July weekend, right? Like the 7th?
Afterwards, yeah.
The weekend after.
Yeah, the 7th, yeah.
NLC, I got you.
Yeah, so everybody's back from vacation and stuff. So,
And
So he's
a lot of
thinking
these other.
I'm gonna say 112 million.
112. Okay. Oops.
Yeah, 112.
All right. I just threw my pen. Shit. There we go. 112. All right, cool. I got you. And I got you, NLC. Mr. Unknown, I have you as well. 99. And Jason, I got you as well with your 155 estimate. So cool. Anybody else, feel free to put it down in the comments. And we'll come back to it after. That's going to do it, guys. This is episode 46. And this has been a Thursday show. Don't get used to it. Still be Tuesdays. Have a good night, guys.
Have a good one.